Welcome to Internal Libraries, a quiet space for reflection, restoration, and renewal. Here, we believe that deep healing begins with gentle honesty and the courage to look within. Today's meditation is about learning to love again. Not just others, but yourself. Whether you're healing from a painful past or just beginning to notice the patterns that no longer serve you, this session will guide you home, to clarity, to truth, and to love. So, take a moment to settle in. Find a quiet place where you can rest, and when you're ready, we'll begin. Thank you for joining us today. This space is yours. You've come here because something inside you needs care, maybe even repair. And perhaps, like so many of us, you've reached the hardest truth of all, that somewhere along the way, you learned to mistake pain for love, and it has led you down paths that hurt. But this meditation isn't just about what happened to you. It's about what you can choose to do in response. Because we do choose, even in our confusion. Even in our aching, we choose. And if you are here, it means you are finally ready to have a deep look in the mirror. Not out of punishment, but out of compassion. Not to escape, but to see clearly. You may have spent years, even decades, asking why. Why do I always choose the wrong people? Why do I fall so fast, trust so easily, and stay too long? The answer, painful as it is this. Because you were taught a broken version of love, and your inner compass pointed back to what it knew. Today, we will hear the story of a fellow traveler. A man whose heart has been sadly broken. He has held the mirror and sees himself clearly.
To help you find the mirror, this is my story. Hi, my name is John, and I am a serial monogamist. I am on the wrong side of 70 now, and have survived 2 failed marriages. The first marriage took place when I was 24 and lasted but 3 years. We both worked in the restaurant business and served customers in the same restaurant. As I reflect on the time before we dated, I will admit that I found her both physically attractive but volatile in behavior. She was a saucer tosser, and I have seen more than one occasion where someone else was on the wrong side of her anger. I wasn't a Casanova by any stretch of the imagination, and in fact had lived a reclusive life with few dating opportunities. I just didn't think that I was a good enough catch to attract a woman in my life. When I did gather up the courage to ask her for a date, she let me know that she was not interested. I don't know how this evolved, but somehow the magic worked one night after work, and she decided to take me home to have her way with me. I don't know why, but I felt a duty to enter into a relationship with her, and soon after we got married. Once married, I found a good-paying job in construction so that we could save for a house and start a family. She continued to serve drinks in the restaurant business, but our life schedules were in opposition. I had a day job, and she worked at night. The marriage ended one night when my ex decided not to come home from work. She decided to run off with someone she was serving drinks to. When I confronted her about her infidelity, she said it was because I was boring. Looking back, I can say that sexual privileges were not offered to me in abundance during the marriage. Thankfully, we did not have children to sort out in the divorce. When people asked if we had kids, I would self-deprecatingly comment, "No, we were never that close." Shortly after the relationship ended, I moved to another city. Needless to say, I was in a world of hurt, and for several years I tried to get even. I am not proud of it, but love 'em and leave 'em was my mantra. After several years of self-indulgence, I was invited to a party where I was set up to meet someone nice. She was a party girl who loved to drink and have fun. Again, my spider senses were activated by this young lady, and again, in retrospect, found her to be physically attractive, but a bit distant and cold. I did get her phone number, however, and followed up to ask for a date, which she accepted. We developed a strong sexual attraction and got married about 2 years later, when I was 32. We stayed together for 17 long, torturous years and had 2 children together. As the relationship moved forward, I observed that she could often be cold, distant, and emotionally very cruel. She was an alcoholic, and truth be told, I was on the way to becoming one myself. When she was drinking, she became nasty and would throw her drinks in my face. It was an intolerable situation, and for the sake of the kids, one day, I just told her that I had quit drinking. She didn't like that, because I was the one that shopped for her alcohol. I quit that day and haven't had a drink in over 25 years. She distanced herself from me in a bedroom, and I lived in celibacy for the last year and 3 months of the marriage. She told me that I was the reason that the marriage didn't work, and let me know that I had a small penis. I had been seeing a counselor about my marriage, and she told me that I was eating crumbs from the table of love. Without going into details, after my ex's last drunken episode, she came down the next morning and announced that one of us was going to have to leave. I took up her offer and moved out that day. My story is not a pity party. I am telling it because what developed was an opportunity to look at the messes I had created. I sensed that I needed to look back and analyze the types of people I was attracting into my life. I took a piece of paper and drew a vertical line down the center of the page. On the left side of the ledger, I placed a plus sign, and on the right, a minus. The purpose of the exercise was not to create a dating list. It was about decisions. Starting with my parents, I placed them both to the negative side of the page and added notations on why. My father was extremely physically abusive to everyone in the family, and my mother was beaten into living in a fantasy world so that she could cope. She was never quite right in the head. I added every girl that I dated to the list, with notations. What came out of the exercise was a great long list of angry and crazy people, all on the wrong side of the page. Clearly, I was doing something wrong. My self-talk was bad, and I was willing to settle for pretty much anyone that showed any interest in me. It was clear to me that I was bringing what I interpreted as my family's love into my personal life, and I needed to change. We all have an ethos that we live by. Some call that ethos a God voice, to guide and protect us. Here's the question that I faced after my last divorce. How could I learn to make good decisions when my family learning model was filled with anger, violence, and an absence of parental love? The answers. 1. I needed to learn to love myself first. Upon examining my life partner decisions, I came to realize that I hadn't seen myself as the prize. Not to be vain, but whether you are the bride or the groom, we all need to see ourselves as adding value. 2. I needed to learn to ignore the voice inside my head that repeated the bullshit mantra, "You are no good."
We continue. That voice, the one inside you that calls chaos home, it never left. Even now, it may whisper lies.
This is what you deserve.
This is all there is. You're not meant to be loved in peace. But you are not that voice. You are the one hearing it. And tonight, you will learn how to hear something else. So find stillness now. Let your body settle. Let your hands rest gently. Let your breath become slow and steady. Let this be your promise. Tonight, I will face what hurts. Not to dwell, but to rise. Tonight, I will take one step out of the old story, and I will begin to learn to love again. Take a breath in, and gently let it go. Now, let your awareness gently drift inward. There is a mirror here, not of glass, but of truth. It stands quietly before you, and it shows you everything. Your past, your patterns, your deepest ache. Let yourself look. See the choices you made. Not with blame, but with honesty. See the moments you ignored the voice of your higher self. The times you mistook control for care. The times you stayed when your soul whispered, "Go." No one can walk this part for you. This is your reckoning and your liberation. Breathe it in now and let it go. We often think healing is about being kinder to ourselves. But sometimes, it starts with being purely honest. Say this silently if it feels right. I made those choices. I walked toward what was bound to hurt me. I confused love with familiarity. And now, I choose something else. This is your bottom. The honest, firm ground at the bottom of the illusion. And here's the miracle. This is also where the climb begins. There is power in surrender. There is serenity in accepting the things which have passed. There is courage in embracing change. Because now, right here, you are finally ready to rebuild. We are not born with wisdom. We earn it. We learn it. And sometimes, we find it only after we lose everything false. The old story of being unloved, unworthy, unseen. That story is done. You do not need it anymore. You are not broken. You are awakening. Take another breath in. Feel the strength as you move toward your perfect guiding light. And now, gently, let that breath go. Even now, even in this quiet, you may still hear it. That inner voice, shaped long ago. It may feel like fear, like shame, like voices from your past whispering from behind, saying, "Don't trust them. You'll end up hurt. You are not worthy." This voice is not evil. It is wounded. It is fear. It is pain. It is dread. It learned to protect you in chaos. It kept you alert. It helped you survive. But it was never meant to guide you. It was never meant to help you find love. This is the voice of your broken Imago. The image of love etched in pain. It is familiar, persistent, and wrong. You don't need to fight it. Just notice it. Name it when it speaks. Say quietly in your mind, "That is the voice of fear. It is not the voice of truth." And breathe again, in and out. Learning to love again does not mean silencing that voice. It means learning to walk forward, listening to your higher self. Even as your angst murmurs behind you. It means learning to choose not from fear, but from clarity. You are present and you are focused. You are not who you were. You are not where you came from. You are here and now, standing at the edge of something new. The path forward begins when you decide to listen to your higher voice. A voice of strength, of grace, of love without conditions. And that voice already lives inside you. It loves you, and it knows you by name. And it's been waiting. We move forward now, into that voice, into that love. Close your eyes, if you haven't already, and let's step into the stillness together. There is a space within you, quiet, wide, and untouched by the past. It may seem small and hidden, but it lives deep inside. Find it. Embrace it. This is your higher power. Not out there, not beyond reach, but inside of you. For some, it feels like God. For others, like a great inner light. A presence. A truth that never changes. It does not judge your past. It does not count your mistakes. It simply waits for you to ask. So ask, In whatever words you can find, you might say, "Please help me see clearly. Please help me choose better. Please help me love in a way that heals, not harms." And then listen. Not with your ears, but with your heart. Feel that warmth rising from deep within. Like a soft flame building. You are not alone. You never were. The love you've been chasing, it was never out there. It was always inside you, waiting. Turn inward. Call. And remember who you are. Let that stillness hold you. Let that presence wrap around your heart like light. You don't have to carry it all. You don't have to fix everything tonight. You only have to be here and breathe. Now, we enter the final part of our journey. Not an end, but a beginning. This is where the healing starts. This is where your new story begins. Let these affirmations wash over you. You don't have to repeat them aloud. You don't even need to listen closely. Just let them settle in. Like seeds planted in soft soil. Your heart will know what to do with them. I forgive myself for my poor decisions. I am not afraid. I am guided by my higher power. The old patterns are fading. I walk a new path. My broken Imago does not define my future. I am worthy of steady, safe, soul-deep love. I release the pain of my past relationships. I trust my ability to choose love that is kind. I walk forward with grace. I am held. I am guided. I am not alone. I am loved. Let this new mantra repeat. Let it echo. Let it soak into every part of you that once doubted. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are not who you were. You are someone becoming. Someone whole. Someone learning to love. Someone worthy of love. Someone learning to love the beauty of who you are. Stay here as long as you like. In stillness. In peace. in presence. And when you're ready, open your eyes gently and with love. And carry this healing with you wherever you go. If this meditation brought you comfort, clarity, or the beginning of something new, we invite you to stay connected. Subscribe to Internal Libraries and continue this healing journey with us. New meditations are added weekly, each one rooted in peace, presence, and the quiet power of self-awareness. Until next time, may you walk gently with yourself